So. Thanks for the beef, Chief. Ha 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 ho. Thanks for the beef, Chief. Ha ha ha. Ooh, nice one. I'm gonna get those tomatoes. We can get the tomatoes. Yeah, we can get some tomatoes as well. All right, we're back in it. Yeah, we're back on the team. Oh, but we gotta hunt some Gleoks. Yeah, gotta hunt some Gleoks. Biatch. Yep. Exactly what I didn't want to do. I did. All right, here we go. Oh, so Pete Hexeth is going to declassify the alien files. It's kind of funny because I think one of my first videos on this channel is I'm talking about declassifying the Epstein files, and I play the X files because yeah, I think man, I got videos talking about this from like 2019, but even before the plague, and I know in my videos even back in 2019, I was like, yeah, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, and you know, uh, it, just saying that basically like Trump didn't engage in sex with underage girls, but I'm not so sure about Bill Clinton and Bill Gates. Yeah, but I guess there was a lot more people. Like there was only a few people mentioned before the release of the Epstein files, and the scuttlebutt was just about the pictures and some videos with Clinton and Bill Gates and um, I don't know if Chris Tucker was mentioned early on, but Donald Trump and so on. But just because implication or mentions doesn't mean that uh, somebody is guilty of somebody. Guilty by association alone. You have to be proved guilty in a court of law. So this is the United States. It's not the so we don't have a kangaroo court system that uh, makes you prove you're innocent when presumed guilty. So we have a court system where you're presumed innocent until you're proven guilty. Uh, so people can't just like magistrate with their feet. The court of public opinion doesn't mean anything. So essentially. I do find it amusing. I played X Files music talking about the Epstein files in my first video. I think it was the first video that I uploaded to this channel. 4 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, or whatever it was. Yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah. Time flies when you're online, or time flies when you're slowly dying every day and getting older. So, yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Usually, I don't really want to watch some of my old videos. I might chuckle sometimes, at some part, or like I might laugh at some, video I made or AI prompted video or something or whatever. But I usually, but I'd like to see my first video I uploaded because it was like, I was like, go ahead, release the Epstein files. I bet nothing happens to Trump. And that was like, back in 2020 or so. I think there were some negative comments from Biden voters and Democrats, but I didn't really give a shit as per usual. Didn't give a flying fat shit, I didn't give a flying fat, stinking, juicy shit. Big fat, stinking, juicy shit. Ooh. No, maybe I didn't call them the Epstein files. I think I called them the Donald Trump files. What was that? I have to look through my old videos. Oh my god! If I try to look through my old videos, that'd be. Oh my shit! Oh my lord! Maybe there's some way I could cheat and go back to the first one. I think there is. Okay. So I would go to content in my channel, and okay, people like that Mega Man 8-bit. Oh yeah, I started singing Mega Man Rocks, the song that I wrote, and yeah, the memory flashes in from like when I was drunk, and so um, it was like Mega Man Rocks. I'm glad I didn't have like 2 or 3 beers because I might have stayed up till like 7 in the morning and got my underwear, and then I'd really feel like total shit. Lately, I've been, having some smokes with my drinks, and it's been messing me up because the next day I have a bad nicotine fit, and so I think I'm just gonna abstain from everything for a while. And yeah, abstain, don't. We're gonna do some abstinence for a while, just because I want to get healthier, and so I'm just gonna have to do that. Mm. Yeah, I know a lot of people in middle age are dying, so I don't really want to be a part of that number. Not before I, kind of complete my task, as it were, what I want to accomplish in life. So I can't do that if I'm dead, and or nobody can accomplish anything if they're dead. So yeah, I'm trying to look. The first video was it called? Yeah, I don't know if I call it the Epstein files or if I call it the Trump. Maybe I call it the Trump files because they were threatened. The Democrats were threatening to release whatever Epstein files to like damage Donald Trump. I guess it was. I guess back then it was to try to stop him from being reelected. But yeah, yeah, it was kind of funny. Like the Democrat Party's attempts to stop Donald Trump were so extreme, and then like it's like one of those movies where the villain tries a million things to destroy the hero, but the hero keeps on going. It's like one of those. Like the evil forces keep sending their henchmen, and then the warrior keeps coming out, and that's what the Democrat witch trials of Donald Trump were like. The persecution of Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. Yeah, the Democrats keep trying to find chinks in his armor, but really, I think Man, he's so on top of it. Like he's ready for it all. Like he knows how everything works in Washington now. He's watching his back and watching his family's back and watching he's watching the country and doing a great job. He actually, his press conference today, he looked very well. He looked, I don't know if that's makeup or what, but he looked kind of to have sort of a like a happy glow to him and kind of a golden glow. I don't know if that's his makeup artist or somebody dyes his hair bright orange or what it is, but he just looked really youthful today, even though he's a what is it 78-year-old man? Yeah, for a 78-year-old man, not bad. Um, so I'm looking for video number one. Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't even. I forgot what exactly it was called, but I'm almost getting there. Yeah, it just takes me a while to get there. Not. Yeah, I'm sure there's all sorts of random shit on here. So yeah, but I don't really have time to look through any random shit that I thought up, you know, or the current events reaction or whatever it is. Oh yeah, gaming content. Yeah, I game out the ass. So maybe I don't think as much as some people do, but I certainly don't sit around playing for like all day. I do chores and I do other things and take care of the dogs and help out around the house and cook and clean and do handiwork and all that stuff. So yeah, it's not like I just like put on my game headset and just fucking play for 24 hours a day or something. Yeah. Uh, yeah. What's funny is like listening to YouTubers like Osmond Gold or something, and he's like, "God, I'm 35. I'm getting old." It's pretty funny since I'm 45, so I'm like 10 years older than a lot of the successful like YouTubers, streamers, and or Twitch or Kick or whatever platform they're using. And it's just funny when they're like, "Dude, I grew up in the '90s, dude. I'm old." Yeah, he cracks me up because he really does know a lot about stuff that was like even before his time, which is I can't say that of every single like millennial or Gen Z, like they know everything that like they know a lot about millennial culture and they know a lot about the 1980s and 1990s. So yeah, one thing I would do early on is that one mistake I would make with the community guidelines is like I would say, "Oh, good, I'm glad he's gone." Like after somebody died, and I might put like, O.J. Simpson is dead. Good, I'm glad the murderer's gone. And then they would put a community warning on my channel. So I learned to stop doing the ones that are like, "Oh, good, that bastard's dead." It would be like if Ghislaine Maxwell, if she was dead, and then I did a video that was like Ghislaine is dead, ding dong, the witch is dead, and I just wrote that out, and then so that would get like a community. It would be called advocating harm or violence or something like that. Even though I'm stating fact, they would say that was like uh, that was advocating violence or some bullshit like that, which it was not. But yeah, like no, I'm laughing. One video had like 0 likes. So that was the entertaining part. 0 likes. Hilarious. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I don't know where that YouTube feature for the thumbnail went. I was using AI. I was creating all my original thumbnails, and then they fucking took it off. I don't know why they took it off, but I said Matt Fudge, Trump trader. Yeah. I said Velma isn't a lesbian on Scooby Doo. It's one of the videos. Okay. And then these were. Oh. Huh. Oh, okay. They man, actually the censorship came back for um huh. It's kind of interesting because yeah, I guess they had the censorship came back for oh, maybe it was on the other channel. Yeah. I'm not seeing it here. Dun, dun. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, it could be the Dream Wheeler channel that has the Trump files. I guess I could switch over there, but maybe I'll check it out later. So I'll probably interfere with the stream or something. Yeah. All right. Proceeding back to the game, James. Yeah. So I guess it was they deleted the Dream Wheeler channel because they were trying to control the elections and shit. Censor the 2020 elections, like the one where Barack Hussein Obama and Biden and the Clintons wanted to retake power of the U.S. government and try to cheat and steal and rig it at all costs. So the way they rigged it was, of course, the Chinese plague, and but beyond that, they did it through a series of censorship using Google Alphabet, uh, Meta, Face. It was just called Facebook, but what would become Meta Facebook platforms, and then also what was before Elon Musk bought it. It was kind of like all the measures they did to take away freedom. Powerful people fought back, and people that fought back that were powerful enough fought back. And so, but with Jack Dorsey, Twitter, that all in concert, they censored American citizens from talking about certain topics like the 2020 election or COVID, um, and so on. Yeah, so I guess Pete Hegseth is going to. So Trump made a joke saying that since Barack Hussein Obama leaked classified information, now he has to declassify the UFO files or something. Oh man, that'll be interesting. So I'm going to stick with my theory though. What's going to happen? And my theory is that all right. So it's coming up on 4 years, not just of this channel, but also um, of the Ukrainian war, the Russian invasion of the Ukraine. It turns 4 years when the State of the Union address hits on um, February 24th. 2026, which is Tuesday, and the State of the Union address is going to be like at, I believe, 8 p.m. It's 9 p.m. Eastern, I think 8 p.m. So, but wherever you are in the United States or whatever time zone, check your listings because I got to make sure my math sounds correct. But 9 p.m. Eastern, but so that means it's an hour back for Central Standard Time where I'm at, and so 8 p.m. But I'm going to check in before that just in case I probably didn't screw up my math, but just to be sure. Oh, maybe we should go to Sonic that day and have State of the Onion Rings of Sonic. Yeah, I was trying to think of some fun. Maybe not necessarily, a getting getting juiced up or something, but maybe like something like a fun meal though. So something festive, but not too festive. Not festive where you regret it or something. Well, this would be stronger. The State of the Onion Rings. The State of the Lord of the Onion. The Lord of the Onion Rings. Oh, is that Abigail Turdberger? Abigail Spanberger? Boy, that's like the smuggest expression I've ever seen in my life. I grew up with a lot of stuck up, prep school types, but her smugness is, whew, that's on a whole nother level. That's incredible. Like her smug look is like uh, astounding. Now a lot of Democrats look smug, but her smug grin is like one of the most, you know, sociopathic and sinister I've seen from that party yet. Of the Demon Rats. So they're supposedly they're doing counter programming with, and then Abigail Turdberger is going to speak. Are they going to try to run her for 2028? I don't know. They might try a white female but smug, or they might try something totally new because the AOC bombed so hard they might try her out. Besides the used car salesman Gordon Gecko from the American Psycho Patrick Bateman. So I think they would like to try to run a Latina or like a black dude again. It's just they can't really find anybody as eloquent or as well spoken as Barack Hussein Obama, or so good of a bullshitter. They just can't find like a supreme bullshitter. Is their problem. What was their last slogan? It was horrible. It was like Mao Zedong, Chinese Communist, the Great Leap Forward or something, New Way Forward. It was awful. No. For the next slogan for the Democrats, it should be "My struggle, Mein Kampf." My struggle. No, it should be our America, our struggle. So I don't know if Abigail Turdberger is going to get in the ratings, but I'm going to be watching the real American president in the real State of the Union. So I'll make sure those ratings are popping, baby. I'm not gonna make sure that the Abigail Turdberger stream is gonna be a hit, or the Jimmy Kimmel or ABC or ABC Disney, CBS or CNN or NBC. I'm gonna make sure that on Fox News, State of the Union address, Donald Trump, 2026, that it's 250th anniversary of the United States of America. I'm gonna make sure that gets all the ratings, as much as I can give it, baby. Hey, I might turn on all three TVs to it. Does it increase? Does it increase the ratings? Does it increase the viewership if I put on all three TVs? Flip it all on at the same time? I don't know. Probably not. It probably counts as it. Probably counts one house as one. I would assume. Forget about me. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if the Democrat Party is like, we would love to run AOC, but she's too damn dumb. So we would love to uh, run Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, the literal ancestor of Hernan Cortez, the Spanish conquistadors, the actual literal heir of the conquist. I call her La Conquistadora. Yeah, La Conquistadora. So are they going to go to their white safety zone? They're going to go to their white people safety zone. I have a feeling for some reason. So the fourth anniversary, will it be a show of power, a show of American strength on America's 250th birth year, birthday? Um, like a middle finger to Vladimir Putin over there in Russia? Will it be an invasion lighting up Tehran? Will it be a glorious State of the Union? Will it be epic? Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what kind of things are going to go down in the next few days. You know, besides my cup of tea, what's going to go down in the world writ large? Yeah, so those are just my theories on what's going to happen, but of course, I can't tell the future, so disclaimer. Uh, yeah, could I throw it that far? Nah. Man, if I just go back to '82, man, I would have made state. The John Grise as Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite. I love that. I love how he's like obsessed about this making the football team in the 1980s, and he's like middle. He's like middle age. He's like, man, if I could just go back, man, I could. Man, if I could just do things all, if I could just do things all over again. That's like part of what makes the character so funny. Man, we could have went state. I think maybe all men do that to a certain degree, but some people do it. Some men do it to like especially men who used to play sports. They're always like, man, I almost got drafted, and but I hurt my knee. Like that's probably another reason why that character is so funny, because how many times have you like been talking to a guy and he tells you about his how he could have made the pros or some shit. I could have had it all, man. Yeah, I mean, after like your uncle or your dad's like told the story, or your grandpa told you that story, like by the 20th time, it starts getting old. You're like, I don't want to hear about this shit anymore. I know, you could have made the baseball team, but we got to move on with our lives. I get it. Meat's back on the menu, boys. Just do random Lord of the Rings quotes. That's what it's all about. Random Lord of the Rings quotes, though. So the King of Rohan is about to go up against the evil wizard Saruman. Like, just keep comparing geopolitics to the Lord of the Rings and to the characters. Yeah, why not? Why not? It's kind of similar in a way. No, it makes it easier because the uh, Ayatollah Khomeini is like basically dressing like Saruman from Lord of the Rings with a gigantic ass beard and everything, looking like an evil wizard. So President Donald Trump will not be known as a dictator. He will not be known as a bully. He won't be known as anything else except a great president and a liberator, and bringing freedom and more prosperous lives to millions of people around the world, besides his own. And so that's what I think. That's how I think history will view Donald Trump. Uh, so, especially after the fall of the Islamic Republic of Iran, I don't care if Tucker Carlson says that we shouldn't have a regime change war. Remember, like the fall of Venezuela, the fall of Iran isn't about Iran or Venezuela. It's about making Russia and the Chinese communists weaker. So that's what it's really about. So it's riskopoly. Risk is an old-fashioned strategy game of war, and Monopoly is business conquest. So riskopoly combines war and economics at the same time. So that's why I call it riskopoly. Yeah, I guess Russia is a waning power. They just haven't realized that yet. I guess total wounded casualties. It was like one. It was over 1 million. Yeah, the computer said at least, you know. But they said it's probably hundreds of thousands of Russians that are dead in the illegal invasion of Ukraine. So I've heard that the Ukrainians have recaptured territory as well, that they're beating the Russians back. So, yeah, man, it's not going well for Vlad Mad and that whole Kremlin crew over there. Hey, Tudor. Oh, thanks for coming to join us. I love you, Tudor. Looks like it's not the creme de la Kremlin. The creme de la Kremlin. There you go. There's a new one. Do they have creme fraiche over there? Oh, okay, okay. Here's another one. I guess they're not the creme of the crop. All right, that's enough. Yeah, that's all you got with the cream jokes. Yeah, that's it. The creme and the cream. Usually there's about 3 jokes that are usually I can get like out of some puns or something. Usually there's typically about 3 or so jokes, and then after that it's kind of spent out. Uh-oh. Bad boy, ooh. What they gonna do? Uh-oh. Living on the edge, baby. Should we do it? Where's my boy? Did he fall off the mountain already? Oh, shit. Oh, there. Coming down the mountain where she comes. Coming down the mountain where she comes. I'll be riding 3 white horses. I'll be riding 3 white horses. Be riding 3 white horses when she comes. I don't know the rest of it though. It doesn't matter that you don't know. All right. I'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. That's a good one though. All right. Oh, you gotta watch out for those mountain ostriches. When I get up there, when I get up in the mountains, it's like gotta watch out for that ostrich population. But I'll tell you what, if you not get killed by the massive ostriches in the mountain, you can get those big ostrich eggs. Yeah. I know Guy Fieri says he has a fear of eggs. He says eggs are nasty. I never really, before I eat an egg, I don't think, oh, that's going to grow into a chicken. And that's like, I don't think that I'm like, I guess technically I'm eating embryos, but like, that's not the way I perceive it. So to me, that's not gross. So there's that. I guess some people do have a phobias of eating embryos. I don't. Thank God. Thank God that's not one of my phobias. I have phobias, but I'm more like worried about like demonic possession by like Satan. Like that's scarier to me, like The Exorcist and shit. Yeah. Maybe I'm more afraid of things that are like could actually be real, that like The Conjuring. like real demons. Yeah, maybe there's alien demons too. I don't know what kind of dark forces are in the universe. I don't think anybody has a full account of that, except for I guess God. But oh, can we make our own house or something? You know what? I think it's time. I need myself a mountain crib now. All right. We need to establish a crib up here. Down. We'll call my house the When She Comes. We'll call it When She Comes. Oh, they said they were raiding Epstein's. Man, how many houses does this motherfucker have? What the hell? Yeah, I had this one guy on social media that I used to uh, that like I went to this college and he was the chef back in the day and he would make a turkey sandwich and fries and stuff. I'd order some shit every day and oh man, that grilled turkey burger was, yeah, he's a chef now, like, yeah, he's really I don't know if he's super successful like Joshua Weissman, but I think, you know, that boy's like almost Amish. I bet he's doing pretty good. He's got that Amish, he's got that like Mormon work ethic, you know. He's got that religious work ethic, so he's probably doing pretty good. He's a regular human being, but not like a normie though. I bet he's smoking his pipe on his porch or something. He's like looking at his kids grow, something like that. Maybe his life's all fucked up. I don't know. Maybe he got on drugs and crashed. I haven't talked to him in a long time. He got on drugs and crashed out. He's on Skid Row, smoking crack. No, I hope it's you know, like the American Dream or something. All right, building that crib. Yeah. Yo, we're gonna have to go to IKEA though, y'all. Y'all got some money? Yeah. We're going to IKEA. Yo, where's the Walmart around here? Shit. Hey, there's no Walmarts in this world. This is Hyrule, bro. Damn. All right, well it's cribbing enough. I mean, you got a basic shelter. Yeah. Build it, and they will come around the mountain when she comes. Yeah, my boys. Hmm? Oh yeah, I'm glad people like Doctor. Yeah, that's a weird one I came up. Yeah, so some of the shit that I'm up with, I'm like, is this weird or well, here it is though. I don't care how weird the shit gets, huh? Like not really, as long as it's not like against the law. Thanks for all your weapons, guys. Y'all were so helpful. No, it was Bane, Tom Hardy from. Your armory graciously accepted. We will need it to fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny. The League of Shadows. Yeah, that was a great. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Tom Hardy didn't win an Oscar for that. I thought it was good. Or did Heath Ledger win an Oscar posthumously? Yeah, I thought Tom Hardy's performance was great. Yeah. Yes, I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body. Yeah. I guess the Academy Awards, if they're to be taken seriously, they don't really give Oscars usually to like Batman movies. Yeah. It's like normally the Oscars are just like, oh, that's silly, Batman, fuck, fuck that. Like we gotta like we gotta do movies for people with special needs and disabilities, like retarded people and fat people and stuff like that. Like what's eating Gilbert Grape all the time. Which actually, that's probably a bad example because What's Eating Gilbert Grape is like one of my favorite movies that I'm watching. Uh, but yeah, the Academy Awards, they tend to they want to give Oscars to the like special, you know, this Beautiful Minds, the Russell Crowes, the special needs kind of movies. I think the last thing they ever want to do is give an acting Oscar to somebody in a Batman movie. Uh, so Nancy Guthrie, that's dying down. Yeah, she was either the kidnappers knew who she was and were going to hold her for ransom because they knew how wealthy Savannah Guthrie is, or they did know, and then they were like, oh shit, they were just like going into a posh neighborhood in Tucson and just hoping. I would say like I don't know. I think it's more than one person. I think they do know who it was. So what would like make the most logical sense is that they knew that was Savannah Guthrie's mom and were planning to extort money from her, but something went wrong and she died and they had to get the fuck out of there. I hope it's where they have her alive and um but I think she's probably already died and then they're in Mexico like hiding. So the two men, I would assume. So I wouldn't be surprised if this story doesn't have just a totally tragic ending. Again, disclaimer: I can't tell the future, so there's a low likelihood in my mind that it's going to have a super happy ending. Farted and farted, but it could have a super happy ending. I mean, there's always a possibility. In the unknown, there's always a possibility. So, like quantum states, they're not set until they are known or they're set. Instead of set in stone, they're set in known. Yeah. Normally, I would be against a escapade in the Middle East, you know, especially after what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan and all that. Normally, I would be against a war, but war or wars. Normally, I would be like, no, no more wars, peace and love, that sort of thing. But kumbaya, zen, peace and love and brotherhood and fellowship and all those things. But this one's different because you have a regime of radical Islamists killing their people for speaking out, in the, I don't know, 5,000 to 30,000 people range, killing their own people. I mean, that's so in that case, yeah, I'm like, yeah, take them all out. let the people of Iran take back their country. So since there's supposedly limited ground troops, boots on the ground, um, that means that Trump is going to just bomb the shit out of the IGRC and the leadership of Tehran. So he's just going to decimate their military, decimate their leadership, kill them all. He's going to finish the job. As Joe Biden used to say, we're going to finish the job. He's going to finish the job all right, I think. So I got some more chicken thighs. Put a little herb on that. Yeah, in honor of Colonel Sanders. Yeah, did Colonel serve? I don't think he obtained the rank of colonel. I think he was just in the army like in 1901 or 1911 or somewhere in the early 1900s. And then when he got into business, they started to call him the colonel. So, like there was a basketball player, right? That was, they called him the admiral, but he didn't obtain the rank of admiral. He was just in the Navy, but they call him the admiral anyway. Kind of like that. The admiral. Yeah. Do I think they should have like mandatory draft service? Yeah, in the United States. I mean, draft service in the United States never tends to go very well. So, depending, it would have to, it would depend on what the stakes were. So, hmm, I wouldn't recommend just jumping in if you don't know what you're doing to join the military. Like if you're just fresh out of high school and you're not very disciplined, and you just go headlong into the military lifestyle. It's a pretty ordered, disciplined lifestyle. So if you're not disciplined at all, then it's going to be kind of hard to adapt to that. And so, because that's kind of a jarring change. I think it's better for people to join when they're like, this job sucks. I need to get the fuck out of here. Like, I think it's probably better people to join when they're just a little bit older. I think when a young man like realizes, oh man, this sandwich shop ain't going, I'm not gonna pay the bills with this shit. that's when the reality dawns in. Like, I'm never going to be able to buy a house with this shit. And so, yeah. I think when the young man realizes there's no future, there's no women, there's no girls, there ain't shit. Like, that's the best. That's probably the best moment for the guy to sign up, to the armed services, because they realize what's going on. Meaty rice balls. A lot of baby boomers back in the day were getting their children to sign up to the military to get them the hell out of the house. Like, and it wasn't really what it wasn't because it was based on any principle or any lesson to be learned. It was just simple, they wanted an extra room to do something. It really wasn't for the well-being of their children necessarily. It was just like, oh my god, we need to get these kids out of here. Join them up to the military. Copious simmered fruit. Ooh. Well, let's go skyward. Skyward Sword. Ooh. That's a Zelda game. Okay. We got two lady here. That's good. Boing. Okay. We don't want to turn it down for two lady, so she can rest. Where are we at? 1028. Okay. Ooh yeah. Let's see what kind of deal dance over here. I need any of those. I might need some more emitters. Flame emitters. Yo, portable pot. That's my favorite kind. Mobile pot. Yeah, believe it or not, I've never blew bowls to this game. Yeah, because weed's kind of expensive and yeah, expensive-ish. So, fairies. Oh shit! Scared away the fairies. Don't scare. Don't be scary to the fairies. Scary to the fairies. Man, fairy, don't leave me. Okay. Don't be scary to my fairy. Oh, not good at capturing the fairies, huh? Nope. Wait, this one I can get, I think. Yeah. Got my fairy. They keep movies like what they keep making movies with Halle Berry like she's 25 but she's 60 something. I love how they keep trying to be like, hey, look, it's Halle Berry. Still like, hey, look, it's Halle Berry. Ooh, don't you want to have sex with her like she was 20 years old? It's like, no. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. They're pushing that agenda for some reason. I don't know what it is. Hey boys, it's Halle Berry. Like on Twitter X, they're always like, or Fox News. Elizabeth Hurley sizzles at 60. I don't know what the. I guess it's to make people in their 60s feel good or something, feel hot or feel young or whatever. Yeah. Oh, Elizabeth Hurley, Halle Berry, they were babes back in the day. Oh yeah, for sure. They were the dime bombs. But time abhors a vacuum, or nature abhors a vacuum. There it is. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, they closed down the local liquor store, but it's all right because I was laughing because I knew that guy who owned it was Nigerian, but I looked at his name last night on the stream and it was like Ebdudu Kakuka. Ebdu Nambagunga. That was funny to me. Ibidu Ubagabubaga. From Nigeria. And it said, this was seized by your landlords for failure to pay rent. And so I guess the business is going to close down. Yeah, mom was like, is there any liquor in there? And I was like, no. I said, yeah, I broke in there and I stole all the liquor. I wish. I need to start watching robbery movies where people break into places and steal shit. I just watched a De Niro Edward Norton movie where they steal like a golden scepter. Yeah. They don't say it's the Queen's the crown jewels of England, but saved to my album. saved to my album. My life is an amalgam. Ho ho ho! Using those big boy words. Oh yeah, that was on. No, that was on the this one McJuggernuts video, and he was a guy's like smoking a cigar, and he's like ho ho ho, using those big boy words. The episode is like McJuggernuts. Uh, McJuggernuggets is going through the Hollywood Hills, and he gets picked up by an older guy who says he's a Hollywood executive, but he's really like a. I mean, this is like in the story of the video. It's not true, but in the story of the video, he's like a porn producer, and yeah. For a while, I thought the McJuggernuggets, Jesse Ridgway stuff was pretty funny, and then I kind of like, yeah, started watching other stuff. I thought it was funny for a while, like for the time, yeah, at the time. Oh, whoa, we got a secret cave. Yeah, did I just discover a new cave? Oh, I was already here before. Oh, okay. Oh well, it felt like I discovered something new. Yoda, I have come for Jedi training. Yoda. Don't want to yell Yoda too loud. All right. The neighbors would be like, "Man, this guy was yelling Yoda last night." You gotta get some tea. Okay, tea refill. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I just remembered what the word was. It was the the man was like, "So, how did you trust me to come out to meet me out here for me to pick you up?" And then he's like, Jesse Ridgway, McJugger Nuggets. He's like, "Well, I had this feeling that was palpable," and then he goes, "Oh, using those big boy words now. I'm impressed." Yeah, that made me laugh. Okay, so we can do. I'm gonna go ahead and switch my channels because I want to. Yeah, switch account to Dreamwheeler channel. Oh shit, this one was removed. Oops. Yeah, that's the one that was removed during the whatchamacallit, the COVID, because uh, they didn't want people talking about certain topics, the verboten topics, which are um, COVID-19, 2020 elections. Yeah. Well. Yay. All right. Oh, okay. Well. Hmm, well, maybe. I don't know where this video's at. Okay, I'll just switch back accounts. Da da da. Oh well, I'll look for the video another time. Now we're gonna explore cave and hopefully find monster. But I need some more 666 weapon. Oh. Uh. All right. Tomorrow we're making the chicken. I'm making the chicken fried chicken with some mashed potatoes and gravy. So heads up. Gonna get the laundry done. Besides, take care of Bella. Yeah, Bella has a really big tumor growing, but like it's benign, but it's getting really massive. So that's the only problem. Yeah. Yeah. I guess the dilemma for older dogs is it time to just let nature take its course, let them get old and die, or is it uh you know just or do you want to pay a lot of the veterinary bills? And so that's kind of like the stage that we're at with Bella, is that she's already made a lot of expensive veterinary bills, and she's reaching the end of her life. So, but usually, um, So, but I mean, we're not gonna have her euthanized or anything. So, yeah, just kind of a rock and a hard place on Bella Boot, where she's kind of becoming dead weight. Yeah, I hate even when people talk about other people and they say they're dead weight, but it's just sometimes people become so crippled also that they can't really do anything, and so. Uh, I needed to find a Gleok, so let me go ahead and turn it down. Yeah, so I can't wait to watch the State of the Union address with President Donald Trump this Tuesday, and I might do a live to it from Fox, and but I might just do a reaction video afterwards, just because of copyright stuff. Yeah, the Unabomber stuff is. Yeah, the Unabomber fashions. I really didn't. I didn't really realize would cause a channel warning. So I thought it'd be like a covered under comedy, but it was. They called it a terrorist organization, criminal organization, and I was like, oh. I said multiple times that the Unabomber isn't an organization, a criminal organization, but the appeal was rejected. So unfortunately. It's like, well, there's no such thing as a Ted Kaczynski gang. It's probably that the big tech companies, Ted Kaczynski and the Unabomber, calls for a revolution against technology. He's basically like Sarah Connor from Terminator, and so I'm sure Google, Alphabet, YouTube does not want that kind of. These big tech, firms don't want that kind of viewpoint out there. That technology is evil, and so on. I thought it was just a funny joke. Unabomber fashions. I put on a hoodie, and I have some stubbly facial hair, and I have some dark glasses on, just like the Ted Kaczynski mugshot, and I mean the police sketch. Unabomber fashions. So, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think there's something personal where tech companies don't want um, that material out. So for whatever reason. Do I think it's dangerous material? I don't think it's as dangerous as like Mein Kampf, or I don't think it's as dangerous as like the Communist Manifesto or anything. That to me, that's like way way more dangerous. So I guess the rule with YouTube, Google Alphabet is that you can do dark comedy, you can do black comedy, but you can't do black comedy related to the Unabomber. So that's one of the topics that's obviously banned across tech institutions, um, because that material is against technology itself. So out of. Yeah, I need a lot of the eyeballs to defeat the Gleeok. All the rest of them. I need the homing eyeballs. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Oh, I got a whole lot of these. That's good. Shit. All right, do you got anything good? I got a bunch of crap. Give me something good. Okay, let's do it. Cannons up. Let's get him. Try to fly up to this mug. Yeah, I knew it. I knew. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Damn it. True that? Or if that's mom or something. Uh-oh. Shit. Bastard. Okay. Alright. Obviously, this situation isn't working. Situation is untenable. Oh, wait. You have your... Yes. This is beautiful. You're special? Now, this thing is fast. That's the best thing. So if you're going up against enemies, this is usually pretty fast. So, yeah. I could hit him with my boy as well. Yeah, I'm coming after you. My special cycle. Uh-oh. Let's see how fast it. Okay. Can I withstand the hits? Yeah, looks like I can, kind of for now at least. Oh shit. Oh. Well. Maybe we can figure out something. We need to kind of. I need to build a good dragon weapon. As we all must. Uh-oh. Shit. Just trapped me. Asshole. Oh, you know what? I got an idea. Even though none of this shit's working, but I've got an idea and a half, as the old boy used to say. An idea and a half? That sounds awesome. Okay, can you stop relentlessly bombarding me for a while? Nope. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Shit. What is this bullshit, man? There we go. Bring me up, Scotty. Here we go. Guess what, Mama? Coming for your drama. Uh-oh. No. Ah, that worked for a milli. Damn it. They always make the monster's weapons stronger. Like, that can break your shit. Uh-oh. It's about to be over, baby. Oh, wait. Remember what Rambo said in First Blood? It's never over. It's never over. Sylvester Stallone. Okay, so how was family time today? Did you have a good time? Oh, motherfucker. All right. All right. Let's take a higher position before we get knocked down again. Uh-oh. There we go. Going down. Made that clear my fiat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Made that clear my fiat. Welcome to the team. Uh-oh. Yeah, that was the funniest thing. Like Brian Toad telling me back in high school, like, I know Taekwondo, I'll kick your ass all over the place. But I don't know, for some reason he didn't really like I know he was trying to act badass and like he was alpha, but he didn't really intimidate me. I was kind of like, whatever, bitch. Like I was kind of thinking, yeah, right. Like maybe I would have been scared, if some guy really knew karate and started like hit me like Jackie Chan. If some Asian dude was attacking me and he really knew shit. But there was something about this guy where he was just always lying and he was always just like an angry Asian guy, and he just seemed like he didn't mean what he said. Like he was more like trying to threaten people to like see if they would like flinch. to see if they would give him what he wanted, which was like fear or something, respect that's not earned. I think in middle school, if I had a bully and they were really big and they were, really violent and really intimidating, maybe I could get scared. But I think by the time I got over 6 feet tall in high school, it would take a lot more for men to scare me, for other people to scare me. Yeah. But that guy wasn't really all that scary. Yeah, I guess that guy just had anger problems. I can relate, but not like that bad. Yeah, he probably wasn't in the Asian family that was like, the son of a neurosurgeon or something. It probably wasn't like Harold and Kumar. He probably had a ghetto family, probably ghetto Asian family. I would presume. Or maybe he did have maybe he was like Harold and Kumar, and he had a really wealthy parents, but he just didn't respect. He just didn't. He was a spoiled brat, so he thought he like ran the world at 17. So he had affluenza, maybe. Maybe that's what it was. He had affluenza. The world is mine because my parents told me so. Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like the retarded guy in this neighborhood, he's straight up like yeah, he has a really 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 loud voice, and it's like like that. Um, and it's I feel like saying, yeah, dude, you talk really loud, like I'm right in front of you. You can just lower the tone a little bit, but I know he can't because he's retarded. He can't regulate his vocal tone. He can barely, do anything. Dun dun. Yeah, he'll be telling me a story, and then like he'd say, it's like, you know, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? And I'm like, yeah, you already told me that part. No, I mean I don't say that. I think that I'm just like, yeah, I heard you the first time. He think he thinks I didn't hear him or I'm not listening to him. I'm just like, yeah, I can understand words. So I can understand English. So what's going on? I can't find this flower for my boy. My boy. But see, there's this bear over here, and I can't bear it. No, Shane's all right. You know, Shane's all right. I just, yeah. I mean, it's got to be pretty lonely being retarded. You know, because nobody really wants to be your friend because you're retarded. You can't really. I mean, if you're too retarded, you can't hold a job. Or if you did hold a job, people would just be like, "Hey, it's the retarded person." So, I mean, he may, you know, be so retarded where he can't even like sack groceries or be a janitor. It might. He might. He probably is on disability, probably for low IQ disability or something. There we go. We're in it. Or I estimate that he's on disability. Yeah, supplemental income. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't really. I mean, you know, like some retarded people, they just kind of like go off in the little kid land. You know, they you know, get into stuff that's not really age appropriate. Like, you know, they're like in their 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, and they're into Pokemon and stuff like that. Like they're into stuff that like uh 10-year-old boys are into, and it's kind of inappropriate. So, but Shane is different in the fact that he tries to be like an adult. So, just despite his mental handicap, so he tries to talk about adult topics. Yeah, it's not like I'm like, oh my god, you know, walk in and there's like Roblox and Pokemon and anime shit everywhere. Well, I never went into his house. I don't really want to, but it might be like a 4-year-old's room if I walked in there. That's fine. Or an 8-year-old boy's room or something. He might have a race car bed. I don't know. I don't want to find out. Yeah, I always thought that was really cool. Silver Spoons and Ricky Schroeder in the 1980s. I love that show, Silver Spoons. And he had the race car bed, and he also had like the little train to go throughout the mansion. That was every like poor kid's fantasy. It's like watching Silver Spoons. And of course, it had like one of the hottest chicks ever to be on a TV show, Erin Gray. Oh my god. Oh, so is there going to be like alien disclosure, Iran falling, and then like a lot of stuff happen in the next few days, probably. At least by two. At least by the. My theory is that a lot's going to happen between now and uh, the Tuesday State of the Union address. I have a feeling. You know, maybe it's quiet, but I don't really expect it to be quiet. Um, I expect there to at there has to be something like just overwhelmingly positive to happen right before, the State of the Union address. Like, we liberated Iran. America, fuck yeah. McDonald's, Starbucks, Bed Bath and Beyond, fuck yeah. Yeah, Starbucks, yeah. The Seattle-based coffee company. How did that? Yeah, it was just. I think it's because coffee was just kind of like, oh yeah, some coffee. People would go to the diner to get coffee for so many years, and go to Denny's and IHOP or to the local mom and pop or the donut shop, Shipley's, or whatever, the gas station. But it wasn't like gourmet coffee chain, like expensive, like upscale, $5 gourmet coffee and lattes, frappuccinos. It was just basically the diner and the gas stations, and this coffee was kind of unglamorous for a time, except in certain circles. Also, Starbucks was kind of like a community center, also where a lot of people would meet for business or dates or for just hanging out with the friends and shooting the shit. So yeah, my Starbucks memories were, except for the cost, usually pretty good. Yeah, I do remember like when going to the Starbucks was like the coolest thing, like going with your friends and just sitting around shooting the shit. And yeah, the reason why guys don't have friends when they get older typically is because a lot of things change, and so like families, marriages, kids. Um, so since life by its very nature is a competition, um, now some people might be able to develop friendships from all the way from when they were 15 to 50 or 60, but I think that kind of thing with men is like kind of rare, exceedingly rare these days. So yeah, I used to have this idea of friendship, like friendship was going to carry the day, like friendship was going to be like in the movies, like fantasy, like in fantasy world, like, oh, my friends will always come to my aid, or like my friends will always have my back and I will always have theirs. I used to have this kind of like Samwise Frodo Baggins kind of view of friendship. But in the real world, people drop you like a bad habit, or they uh you know they don't really stick, people don't really stick around unless they're your blood's thicker than water. So that's just the reality of modern postmodern life, especially with men. um so I think we're looking for the bridge. Yeah. But it is said that social comparison is the thief of joy. So yeah. So it is really a kind of joy of freedom, not comparing yourself to others. Like, if you just sit around like, oh man, I'm a loser because Mark of the Beast Zuckerberg has $240 billion and I don't, and I didn't go to Harvard, so I must be a loser. I mean, just sitting around all the time thinking that, it's not very constructive. So, oh well, I don't have my own Hawaii compound with my wife and 3 kids, so I must have failed then, I guess. And so that kind of thinking is not constructive. Mm-hmm. Hey, girl. Little kissy, little kissy. Mm-hmm. Give me some of that horse smoking that sweet Mary Jane. Ooh. Smoking that kind, bud. Blowing those pipes. Blowing them cones on a Friday night. Yeah. Yeah, I love how they show like they don't really have an old school tavern with like old men like getting drunk and but wishing they would have. I guess like old man by themselves is like either like super lonely or like regretting their life decisions, so they just like drink more, try to like ease away the pain of regret. And oh, oh, you put a rock on there, right? Yeah, that's what you do. Put a rock on the, like it looks like a slingshot, but it's not. Like a rock in a hard place, like a rock in a hard case. The Rolling Stones. Yeah, I always look. I mean, I'm not the biggest Rolling Stones fan, but I'll always look look fondly upon the Rolling Stones. It was definitely a part of my life listening to the Rolling Stones. It was always on the radio. You know, my parents were always playing it all the time. People were always talking about it. People were always singing it. It was, yeah, great tunes. No, it was so funny working at a movie theater. This guy, he was like, he'd become a marketing director of Pizza Hut. He kind of looked like the bass player of the Moody Blues. What was his name? John. He did passed away last year or something. John Lodge. He looked like that. I mean, the same facial structure. Which was funny because he was a musician, but we didn't like, I didn't play an instrument when we were like 18, and then I don't even know if he played that much when he was that age. But he became a musician later, and had this band out of, what was it, out of like Dallas or something. But I remember this is the one thing I remember about him talking about the Rolling Stones. He goes, "Hey, do you like that song?" it's because that was kind of a weird thing for a guy to ask me about. What's the matter with you, boy? It was yeah. He was like, "Do you like that song?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love that song." What's the matter with you, boy? Gonna drink some wine, have ourselves a time. There's some girls dying to meet you. Got some Puerto Rican girls. Dun, 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 dun. Forgive me if I didn't have all the lyrics right. Yeah, that's a classic right there. Yeah, that would have been cool to have like a middle school or like high school band or something. I think that would have been pretty fun. But finding the right people is like it seems to be that's pretty rare when everybody's playing an instrument and then everybody wants to make a band at the same time. Like the Beatles. That's just serendipity when the right people meet each other at the right time. That's just kind of like when the stars align by the gods, and it doesn't happen all the time, unfortunately, or as much as it could. So yeah, that's serendipitous. Yeah, like well, okay, four guys who go to school together, go to work together, and they all get along, and they all like the same type of music, or you know, they all like music, and then they all play instruments at the same time. Just getting that is like uh, the molecules of life coming together on a planet to create life. It's just kind of rare because you have to have all those components. Uh, you have to have all those factors in place for there to be a great experience, success. The stars have to align and the sun has to shine on you. Yeah. Get those building block recipes. Um, yeah, trying to force it if it doesn't come organically, that can be a problem as well. It's kind of like if people try to force a romance or something, and then the other person isn't feeling it, so then it just becomes, a failing thing or a awkward, just becomes a mess. Trying to force something that isn't there. There's my boy, my pickle boy, up in the stump. Yeah, my Japanese forest spirits. Shintoism, that's what they call the religion, Shintoism. Yeah, it's kind of like, what is it? Pagan Gaianism. It's some Japanese. I think it's like Japanese version of like animism. Animism is like a belief in nature over, and it's not really a particular, religion per se, like Native Americans. So a certain religion has a certain rituals, and it has a guidebook, a Bible, a Quran, a Talmud, uh, Upanishad. What is that called? I forgot what the Hindu one's called. Is it Upanishads or something? We have visits afoot. Oh yeah, people that see this game that I know if they're uninitiated, they're like, what in the fuck? Yeah, that's how I felt when I had this game. It was like taking college algebra or something. I was kind of like overwhelmed. It's like, oh my god, there's so much. My boy. The Octorocks look like with the big alien brains. They look like the Talos 4 aliens from the Star Trek pilot episode, The Cage. Do I hope aliens have like really big heads with black eyes? Or would that be really disappointing if aliens were just like exactly like they're described, like exactly like the mythology? That'd be almost like a letdown, probably. I'd say, oh, it's just like Hollywood said. Yeah. I wouldn't mind if it's weirder than Hollywood, or weirder than myth. Well, we might find out with Alien Disclosure this week. Oh yeah. You know, I didn't look on my. That's one thing I didn't do. Videos. Yeah, because there were my uploaded videos, and then I had live videos. Exactly. Yeah, I didn't consider that possibility until. Oh yeah, here it is. FBI Trump files declassified. Thank you, former and future President Donald. There's my video. FBI Trump files declassified 3 years ago. Thank you, former. And then I play X Files on it. Yeah, there you go. That solved the mystery. Then. I knew it was like one of my first videos. The FBI Trump files released. Oh, okay. The Joe Biden. This had nothing to do with Epstein. I thought it had something related to do with that, but it was really the Biden-Harris administration. They raided Mar-a-Lago, which is like the big resort of President Donald Trump. They were trying to say that he had classified documents, so they could. They were trying to like charge him with something where they could block him from being the U.S. president, being reelected. But now I'm glad it didn't go into. I'm glad it didn't go into civil war. So I'm glad that people didn't arm up and start fighting the federal government or anything. You know. So I'm glad people didn't do what Alex Pretty and Renee Good were doing with ICE. I'm glad they didn't, get weapons and try to run over FBI agents and do crazy shit. So I'm very happy about that. So basically, Jack Smith and Joe Biden and Obama, they were trying to they're trying to put just basically prevent Trump from being reelected. So, and they failed. What, they had 4 different prosecutors, 4 different. They had special prosecutor Jack Smith, Fani Willis, DA from Georgia, DA from Brooklyn, was it? Alvin Bragg, and then New York State Attorney General Letitia James. And so those the four horsemen of the would-be Trump apocalypse. And overseeing all this and then pretending not to be behind it was Joe Biden. Like Joe Biden would hunt his enemies down and then using the federal government, and then he would like pretend like, I don't know, I have no knowledge of that. Because he's an old corrupt bastard. I mean, who knows with his cancer and dementia if he even knew what half the time the shit was happening. So I said, "Oh, I'm glad Trump declassified the FBI files," and then I played X Files in the background, the X Files music. Do 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 do. I didn't really upload the Epstein stuff from 2019 because I was like, yeah, I think it was 2019 because after Jeffrey Epstein um, didn't kill himself, didn't commit suicide, I recorded some videos, but I haven't uploaded those because I was under the influence of whiskey, so it was kind of like more trashed out than usual. So, I mean, it was coherent. It's not like when I was having the whiskey and the coke that I passed out on camera or anything, but it was just a little sloppy, not a lot. I might upload that one day. Yeah, just for like historical uh, reflection. Let's see here. Yeah, basically, I just say I don't believe that Donald Trump did nefarious underage sexual activity. I do believe Prince Mountbatten Windsor, Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is the fall guy for sure. So if somebody said he's the patsy, he's the fall guy, I'm like, yep, he's definitely gonna be the guy they're crucifying for sure. Bill Clinton and Bill Gates, and because they're trying to safeguard the reputations. Um, yeah. Yeah, he looks Prince Andrew. I thought he was gonna try to flee when the king. I don't know if I had a brother and he was the king of the land, and all of a sudden, cops were asking me questions, and if all of a sudden, I start getting kicked out of the royal houses, I think I would start to see the writing on the wall, and I would leave that land. And maybe Prince Andrew thought like it would never come to that. Maybe that's why he's in shock. He was like, surely my brother will not. Okay, he can strip me of titles. He can strip me out. He can kick me out of the castles and the estates. But he probably didn't realize like they're gonna throw him in jail and make him they're gonna crucify me. He's probably shocked that now he knows he's gonna end up in fucking Belmarsh, or maybe spend the rest of his life in prison, and the life of luxury and living off of British taxpayers is over. And feeding on young underage women. He knows it's all about to be over. The women, the money, the girls, all the shit. It's about to be gone. And so, yeah, that is a shocking picture. Usually, you'd see that picture when Khomeini is. You'd see that look of shock and terror in someone's eyes. You'd usually only see that if it was like, you know, the Ayatollah's kingdom, Islamic Republic had been overthrown, and all his generals and military had been destroyed by U.S. and Israeli forces, and then he's the people have raided the palace, and he's getting stoned and getting stripped naked and in the streets like Mussolini. And usually you'd only see that look of shock like that when that was happening. But Prince Andrew looked pretty shocked that he was arrested by the UK police. But yeah, the look of terror in his eyes looks like he may not be mourning. Um, I think mostly he's mourning the loss of his lavish lifestyle. I think that's what he's really sad about. He's not really thinking about other. He's not really thinking about his family or other people. He's thinking about, oh man, he's thinking, oh, now I can't play with me toys anymore. That's probably, he's thinking of himself narcissistically, like, woe is me. How could this happen to me? And he knows he's probably going to spend the rest of his life in a hole, in a nasty prison with bad food, and there's going to be no women, and there's going to be no party, and there's going to be no boats, and there's going to be no lavish trips or anything. There's going to be no fine dining, or it's not going to be shit. I mean, I don't feel sympathy for him. I'm just saying, like, he's mourning that his lifestyle is over, not really his life. He's sad because he knows the Clintons and Bill Gates that they're locking him up for, that he's taken the fall for all their crimes. Now, if my brother was the king of the realm, and I said before, if he had been kicking me out of palaces and chateaus and all that, I think I would have eventually seen the. I would have eventually, I think, seen the writing on the wall. But maybe he was blinded. Maybe he thought somehow he was going to be protected because nobody else was being arrested in the Epstein files, or Bill Clinton wasn't getting arrested, being getting massages from the girls in the pictures and being in the hot tub with the young women. So Bill Clinton wasn't getting arrested. So he probably think, woo, I guess I can just live a low key, life as one of the royals and a disgraced royal, but maybe I'll get to at least, keep some of the maybe in the state, and maybe I can just kind of let this blow over, just hide and just kind of keep it, try to downplay and deny and all that. That's probably what he was trying to do, is like keep as many of the privileges, as much of his lifestyle as he could. Um, don't piss off the king, his brother. Don't piss off the royal family, and just kind of keep things as, yeah, just kind of make it go away. In other words, but he didn't. Obviously, he didn't get to do that. some of that beef. Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna try to make some really, really, really good chicken fried steak. So we're gonna use like a tenderizer, and we're going to marinade, for a little bit longer, and so we're probably gonna do a double dredge. So we're going to try to make a really juicy and really excellent fried chicken. That monster butt. The Facebook social media trials continue. The lawsuits in Congress. Yeah. The scariest thing is when Mark Zuckerberg has to go to Washington to testify before Congress. When he's in his Meta Facebook compound, he probably feels pretty secure. But when he has to do these public things, it's probably terrifying for him, because that's like either he could be kidnapped, he could be shot, he could get shot, like, all it would take is like one of those people that was on social media, and they lost their son or daughter, or suicide, or whatever it was. So I know his scariest thing is when he has to leave his Hawaiian compound, his multi-million-dollar or multi-billion-dollar compound. I'm sure that's the scariest thing in his life, because who knows what awaits him out there, what kind of people that he's pissed off. I don't like the mark of the beast, Zuckerberg, but I hope he's safe and healthy and all that. Let's try this. Okay, just like hook up the stick. Okay. Just need to. I thought we can get some more weapons. I think there's some nice weapons this way. There's a nice one right there. Boss Bokoblin Fang. Let's get that spiked iron ball. Yeah. Yay. So just gonna do some laundry, make some good fried chicken tomorrow. So um, yeah. So a pretty simple plan for tomorrow. Yeah. It's also about to be the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. So I didn't feel like doing an episode of that tonight because I was really tired from the day and everything. And yeah, it doesn't mean because it's the 40th anniversary that I'm going to finish the whole game tomorrow. So I might just do like one episode, level 7. Yeah, there you go. Bam. Uh oh. It wasn't really a bam. It's kind of like a. There you go. No, okay. Let me rephrase that. Uh, that wasn't like a bam. That was like a damn. That okay, that's better. It makes more sense. Yeah, so that I did have this one friend, Carl, growing up, and it it's not funny, but he got really heavy into drugs and had a brain aneurysm, too much cocaine, and he got real bad addicted to cocaine, and because cocaine is a hell of a drug, as Rick James was saying, the Dave Chappelle show. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I think also Carl used to agitate. Carl was really angry because whatever, like his dad left him and his mom, and he just always had a chip on his shoulder. He was always just a really angry guy, and he was always pissed at the world, and he was always kind of trying to. He was always trying to agitate people, and if you got into an argument with him, he would always get like really confrontational. But his mom was like on crack, and he had kind of a hard life, so I feel a little bit of sympathy for him. I think just because his upbringing was real tough. But boy, Carl, yeah, on those drugs. But the thing I remember about him, like when I tried to contact him or give him a letter through the years, I'm not going to try to anymore because it's like it's really nothing to say. And uh, sometimes, I mean, after his brain aneurysm and his brain was really slow, so he wasn't like the same old Carl anymore. He's more like a it messed up his speech real bad, so I can't hardly understand his letters, and I can't understand talking to him. It's kind of strange talking to him. It's like trying to talk to a stroke patient because basically his brain aneurysm was a stroke or so. So his speech was all messed up. It wasn't clear and fluid like it used to be because of the drugs. I guess brain aneurysm, and then he might have had a stroke too. And so trying to talk to him is always pretty hard after that. And so, uh, but every time I would talk to him on the phone or something in the past over the years, he's always like, "Do you do drugs?" And I would say like, "No." He goes, "Okay, don't do drugs. They're bad." I remember he would always say, "Dude," he'd say, "Scott," he'd say, do you do drugs? And I was like, well, sometimes I have problems, maybe with some alcohol or something. And he's like, all right, so you're like an alcoholic, and then he's like, okay, but remember, don't do drugs. Bye. Drugs are bad. Click. I say, oh well, thanks for the advice, I guess. Thanks for that pearl of wisdom. I'll remember that next time I want drugs. I'll say drugs are bad. Say no, like Nancy Reagan, and call it a day. Nice. Thanks, Nancy Reagan. Reagan. Get this. Boy. Ah. Oh. By the Gleox. Biatch. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, that'd be funny if I talked to Carl one day, like far in the future, and we're both not dead, and I'm like, say, hey, Carl, what's up? And he's like, Scott, do you do drugs? And I'll say, no. Okay, good. Drugs are bad. Don't do those. Nice talking to you. Did he destroy my vessel? Oh, dude. He destroyed my flight machine. You're such a poo-poo head. Huh? Better get real, brother. Okay, this guy's kind of kicking my bung hole. Okay, here's what's up. Okay, so here's the plan. All right. Is this part of the plan? Hell yeah. Uh-oh. Okay. That is the plan, baby. Get out of here, though. Oh, damn it. Shit. Shit. Oh, I blew it up again. Damn it. Not really. My plan is not unfolding. Ah, so it'll be God. Allah. Is there no more over here? Oh, there we go. There's the tits. Yeah, go into flight mode down. Yeah. Getting it real, boy. Damn it. Oh, shit. What is this bull? Damn it. Yeah. Oh, that's the reason why I couldn't. Right, that's fine. Soup it up. See ya. Whoa. Beam, 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 boom, boom, boom. Think about boom, boom. Give me the clear. Okay. Ooh. Got the glia guts. What? For real. Let's go to the vortex, the whirlpool. Should I sing the Two Lady song tomorrow morning? Two Lady of the Morning. Hell yeah. That Styx music is good. That's what I always remember, like being a music fan, and somebody said, "Hey, check out this, man. It's the best of Styx." That's a good like young memory, huh? Yeah. Hey man, have you heard this? Have you heard this? What do a lot of music fans that don't play music themselves sometimes? Because the reason is that it takes like a lot of discipline and dedication to playing musical instruments. So that's why. Yeah, a lot of people would rather just like buy the music and not have to deal with it. Like on a songwriting level, on a work level. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people that are like really enjoy music, they don't necessarily have it. They can't carry a note to save their lives, as Arthur Fleck from the Joker would say. And this guy couldn't carry a note to save his life. That part was pretty funny. Yeah, if you go to like karaoke night, there's all these people that like they pretend to know how to sing, and it's usually pretty awful. They think they're gonna be like the next American Voice star or something. Like in almost every single bar and club, so there's always these people around. Oh, that is AI and karaoke. AI karaoke, huh? Yeah. See, AI karaoke is a great idea because that's like perfect because you cut out like the music snob who thinks they know everything. And I mean, if you ask the AI like, "Hey, I want to sing this," it'll say, "Okay, sir, coming up." Like an AI DJ, is it gonna look at you funny like, "You like that song?" Right? Like, yeah, I know music snobs and uh, DJs are like, "Oh no, I'm gonna lose my job." Yep, probably eventually. Yeah. It might be AI might be the end for DJs. It might be the end for karaoke people. It might be the end for, a lot of different people that do that sort of thing. Uh, AI might be the end of like radio, not the end of podcasts, but the end of radio basically, and disc jockeys. Podcasting's thriving. That's a thriving industry thanks to Joe Rogan and so on. The Phantom Penis. The Phantom. No, what if I did like beer war or Star Wars, alcohol wars? It would be Star Wars Episode One, a Phantom Guinness. Uh, what would the second one be called? It'd be called. I knew I thought of this before. I know I had it like all mapped out, but I can't remember exactly what I wrote back in the day for uh the booze wars. I know episode 1 was the Phantom Guinness. I love how they introduce Gary from Nerdrotic. They're always like, when the critical drinker and when they start having a few drinks, they're like, yeah, Gary's just gonna have tea. He can't drink. I love how they introduce him. Like that'd be so funny. Like all the guys are sitting around and you're at a bar and like it's like, oh yeah, this is Jerry. He can't have drinks. You get introduced as the guy who can't handle it. Yeah. I can't handle adult responsibility because of reasons. So because of addiction or childhood trauma or like just have addictive personality or whatever. Maybe all of the above, but just can't handle it, right? Yeah, that's true. Can't handle it. Yeah. Can't handle it responsibly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It was called Bar Wars. Yeah, Bar Wars, obviously. Yeah, Bar Wars, episode 1, the Phantom Guinness. Yeah, Bar Wars. Dun 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 dun. Dun. They have all the show that my mom watches all the time. It's called Bar Rescue. Yeah, and it's like these bars that are failing, and then uh, actually a bar that did fail had they did I remember like the bar some of the bartender girls would be drinking on the job, and so on Bar Rescue that would be the big no. It's like for the employees to be just getting drunk on the job. Yeah, but yeah, that's a pretty cutthroat business. Any kind of customer service business is really cutthroat, really raw, like uh, like bars and clubs and stuff. But I think there's some bars and some clubs that have came and went that were really really great and maybe not even famous, but ones that kind of deserved to survive, but they just couldn't survive the Great Recession or COVID or something. There's a lot of things that are gone that shouldn't be, right? I guess there's a lot of people that are gone and they shouldn't be either. So I guess on the other side of that token, that's true. Yeah, I remember it is funny. Like a baby boomer, Rick Beato, he's talking about. Uh, yeah, there was this hot YouTube girl that had this really smoking hot YouTube girl, and she had a Sleep Token shirt on. And Rick Beato's like, "Well, I'm gonna cover it. It's really big now. It's called Sleep Token." And so I started watching some Sleep Token videos, and I was thinking, man, this is pretty interesting shit. Yeah, I mean, if it's really creative and it's really interesting, it is like marshmallow or something. If it's weird, yeah, that's I sleep tokens weird enough for me for sure to be enjoyable. Yeah, that's bizarre enough for me to be interesting. I'm not gonna start like buying a bunch of Sleep Token shirts and going to the concerts or anything, but yeah, it wasn't bad, right? It definitely wasn't like, oh, this sucks, like Bad Bunny. Yeah. So is it that Christina, I'm sorry, Sabrina Carpenter, is she famous because she's just kind of hot? She's just like kind of a hot looking blonde. That's it. Yeah, I guess she could sing kind of all right, but she looks sexy in the outfits, but it's like not necessarily original. It's like Madonna was doing that shit, you know, 40 years ago, pretending to suck dude's wiener and all that. It's not very original, but whatever. If it excites the kids, I guess sells the stream, sells the records, and whatever. No, it's like the video for Rick Beato. He goes, "Okay, we've got to talk about Sleep Token." A Sleep Token. I love it. It's so Sleep Token. What? Yeah, it's bizarre. That's what makes it great. Yeah. What y'all got over here now? Got some stabilizers. Yo, I'm a fan of the fans. We need some mo. We always need mo. Uh, think that enough? Give me some mo. Try to hold me down. Give me some mo. That was a good one. Was that's Busta Rhymes? Yeah, I think one time I couldn't remember Busta Rhymes' name, and I was like, "Oh, is that Coolio?" Because I was just filling in the blank. It was like, but it was Busta Rhymes though. Try to hold me down. Give me some mo. Try to slow it up. Give me some mo. Yeah, they give me some mo. That was pretty good. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna make a song about that. Just that sound effect. Ding, 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 ding. Not really. I was serious about that because Skype. Yeah, it's like Microsoft is like Disney. It just kills everything it touches. If I believe Skype was a separate company before Microsoft bought it and then killed it for that. What was that shit called? Teams or something? Yeah. Teams. Windows 11. Yeah. All the people warning me about, oh, Windows 11 won't be supported on your old computer. I was like, you're gonna have to buy new computers with the fucking Windows 11 installed. I was like, Bill Gates and those motherfuckers can kiss my ass because I'm not doing shit. Yeah, I guess people don't understand that used to be a big thing, right? Like getting the new Windows. Like I remember people in the old days, Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows XP, uh, Windows 7, Enterprise, Windows, all that. And I remember like people, standing in line at the tech store and getting really excited about these Microsoft rip-off releases. And yeah, but I think the days of the upgrade excitement are kind of over. I mean, not totally, but maybe people will get excited when they have the, I don't know, um, like the greatest uh, super artificial general intelligence, or whatever the different tiers of artificial intelligence. Maybe people will get excited as the artificial intelligence gets smarter and smarter and can do more tasks. But I think the days of people waiting for like a big bulky upgrade to their computer is just about done. Windows 11. What an effing disaster. Mm-hmm. Gotta get that fairy. Mm-hmm. Fairy, don't leave me. Fairy, don't leave me. Yeah, I'm not. Make a song of Fairy, don't leave me. Fairy, don't leave me. I need you. No. I need you now. Don't go. Ooh. It's a good one. Not at all. All right, here we go. Okay, duck. I don't really want to kill the duck because, yeah, one of my early videos that I might have uploaded it on the channel, that the original Dream Wheeler. That was, but I have a lot of like old videos from the late 2010s, from the 2000 teens. And when I used to live at this apartment was like the first channel. And I remember one day I was going by the man-made pond in the front of the apartments, and they had all these ducks. And then I was trying to like get a video of it from my laptop because I didn't have uh, the streaming set up on my phone or whatever. Didn't have a good phone or something. And then so I wrote on the video, it was like, "Fuck, I scared the ducks." I tried to get some quack, 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 quack in the pond one day. Quack, quack, quack. Fuck, I scared the ducks. It was funny to me for a lowbrow video, but low budget video. But it wasn't really a game changing video at all. So I did this video about. It wasn't about Ted Kaczynski and the Unabomber because that stuff gets flagged for violent criminal organizations, or you know. As I said before, there's not a Unabomb gang, and there's not a Ted Kaczynski gang, or there's not a neo-Luddite gang organization that I know of. I mean, there probably are, organizations that are extreme and radical out there, but I don't know what those are. All of them specifically. There's probably all sorts of organizations and strange cults out there. So. What was the? I love that. Like at the beginning of a Marilyn Manson video, it was like some guy says, "There are like 600 groups inside the United States operating today." It's like kind of like an old paranoid video. There we go. Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of groups and cult groups and organizations, and I don't like group things, so that's why I don't like that sort of thing, because that's all, the heart of any kind of organized group of people is usually some sort of uh, cultic type ideology, some kind of group think, and that's anathema uh, to creative or individualistic or free thought. So that's not great. That's not good. So the video, instead of the Wizard of Oz, I called it the Wizard of Bombs, because if you go on Highway 290 and you go past Giddings, which is like the midpoint to Austin, Texas, there's this town that comes up that if you take an exit, you go to. It's called Pflugerville, which is like this podunk hillbilly kind of like farming community. I have nothing against Pflugerville. It just was always kind of like, uh, if you ever seen the sign that says you're going to Austin, it says Pflugerville, you might start to chuckle. Oh, it's Pflugerville, like, oh, that's funny. That's like redneck. That's silly. That's like out of a Beverly Hillbillies episode. You might get a chuckle, maybe. Not necessarily because you're from a big city or something. You're just like, hey, look, it's Pflugerville. Hey, it's Whoville over there. Horton, here's a Who. Yeah, so usually this place is known for being like just a quiet place. Real mellow, nothing usually happens ever. And then so I call it the Wizard of Bombs because this guy was he was using FedEx and he was sending bombs through the mail, and he was targeting random people. So it wasn't like he was like Ted Kaczynski targeting airlines and universities. He was just doing random terror. And so people were just going outside their home and they were just thinking, I got a package, special delivery. And they were, unfortunately, they not only would get the package, but they would open it. Oh, what's this? Like, maybe they would ask their relatives, right? Like, hey, Billy, did you order something? Hey, Jill. And so it was totally random. Like, just this guy wanted to kill people using the like FedEx, using the mail delivery system against itself. And so what happened to him? I think he was able to kill, like, I don't know how many people was he able to kill. I think maybe it was at least 2, but he might have killed more in his escape when he was trying to escape from the police and federal agents, the SWAT team or APD, Austin Police Department. He was just like a kid from Pflugerville, like just some monstrous kid out there. Yeah, I don't know if he was inspired by any kind of like extremist literature, or if he was reading, the Unabomber Manifesto or something. I mean, I don't know. exactly what his literature was. Maybe it was like the anarchist cookbook. It was anarchy material. Who knows? So I'm sure maybe I could look it up and see what he's reading, but I don't really want to. We did it. Yeah. Okay. We're to the 40th anniversary of Legend of Zelda today. 221. Yeah. So on the original channel Dream Wheeler from back in the day, the first time I created the channel, I think it was like I want to say 2017, 2018. The original channel, not Phenomena Ninja. Um, the original channel was taken down because of the, as I said before, COVID and the verboten topics of the time on tech platforms. I think it's because since tech and government and the Democrats were all working in unison, they wanted nobody in the public to question them or to stop them. So that's why dissent and asking questions was shut down. That's why the First Amendment was shut down. Because the loophole in the Constitution um, is that social media companies are private corporations, so they can set their own rules. So they're not binded by total allegiance to the First Amendment of the Constitution. So that's how governments. I mean, that's how governments could use big tech as a proxy to ban free speech. That's the loophole. Well, there's no tyranny like coordinated tyranny. When you have when you rig the game if you're able to rig a system where only you and your family benefit from it, or you and your political party only benefit from it, then that's real bad. Or you rig the system where only certain elites profit from it. That's not good for ordinary people. I don't really believe that enriching one's own family is, bad if it's done legally. So if a family's like working hard and they're um, having legitimate businesses and the family's getting wealthier and wealthier through their hard labor, then that's fine. But if they're just using like a government position to get special to increase their wealth, like the Biden crime family, that's corrupt. That's bad. So this guy couldn't turn the system against itself. The random chaotic bomber, which I dubbed him the Wizard of Bombs instead of the Wizard of Oz. um, so he's retreating from the police. I'm surprised they haven't made a movie of it yet. Really, at least even just a TV movie. But maybe they will one day make a movie of this. And it's probably not that famous because he didn't, go on a reign of terror for like and evade authorities for like. Um, so he was in the process of mailing another bomb or something, and the FBI and the APD, they found out where he was. So um, they tried to get him on like what was it, like I-35 in Austin, and so they're having this huge, you know, uh, huge police chase. I don't know if he injures cops in the escape by hurling bombs. I don't know if he hurts or maims or kills more people. But then he had rigged so that he was not going to go alive. So he had his car rigged with one of his explosives, and he detonated that when it killed him, and that was it. That was it. So. So a guy tried to attack a Las Vegas substation as potential terrorism. New York man dead after ramming power substation outside Las Vegas. Damn. Then why did he use like a rice burner car? I thought usually people, when they want to attack something, they get a big truck. Huh. This guy he just lost his mind. Oh, he killed somebody? Oh, or no. The attacker's dead. He shot himself in the head. No, he's just nuts trying to get a Dawson Maloney of Albany, New York. Baloney. Huh. This guy's just a fucking psycho. Do I think he was like an incel? Couldn't get any. I think maybe guys shouldn't panic if they can't get any ass. If they're like, 15 or 16. You can panic if you don't have a pretty girlfriend by the time you're like 35. Yeah. It's like the old comedian said, if you ain't married by the time you're 35, something's wrong with you. No, I don't actually believe that, but that was a funny stand-up. It was like, if you ain't married by 35, there's something wrong with you. I don't believe that. There are perks to single life. It's definitely not the sex, but definitely like you know, definitely the independence part. And yeah, but I think maybe some people are like using social media, and a lot of young men are like, oh man, I'm not like, I saw this guy with this pretty wife, and he had a big house and had 3 kids, and I just can't get a girl. And like, so there's all these like lonely incel dudes, and they're, um, you know, thinking that they should be at a certain place, and so they're getting really down because they're looking at people that have spent years trying to figure out the game and trying to build up their career and their job and their education and play the game, fair. And they're kind of like, man, nothing's working out for me, and so, they start doing violent acts because they think they think they should have something because they're comparing themselves to others. They're thinking they're entitled to have something, and not just have something, but have something fast and easy. So social media is, exacerbating the cancer of social comparison, but also like feelings of anxiety and depression and violence, ideation, suicide, homicide, drug use, all that. So because people think that they should be to a certain level in life that maybe they haven't earned or they haven't discovered, and so it's leading to a lot of problems. But besides, like, the mental health crisis in the country as well, or around the world, I'd say, not just in this country, but in every country. So some guy gets a hold of a lot of like anarchist, you know, anarchist cookbook and screw society and rebel against everyone and all that kind of material. Like let's go to war against the system, and starts reading a lot of shit like that, and then just kind of warps the guy's mind. So like the Elliot Rodger guy, like he was only like what 21 years old. He thought his life should already be like all solved and everything perfect or something. Like just automatically, like everything wrong in his life is just gonna be fixed. Just like if I get some Gucci shades or get in a nice car or something. Problems can take a lot longer to solve than that. So, and take a lot more effort to solve too. So, yeah, maybe it doesn't help, with elites that are all these millionaires and billionaires, and people, are struggling to survive or pay their rent, and they're just kind of looking at all these wealthy elites like, what, you know, like, I should have that, like. So probably some people too are thinking like why do certain people have it all and then I don't have shit all the time? Yeah, I mean that could be a recipe for violence too. So just saying. Get some weapons equipped. Fantasy, imaginary weapons. Yeah, soup up the master sword. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people they like they think criminal that there's actually like criminal masterminds like Moriarty or like Lex Luthor that plan everything out and plan how they're going to rob everybody and how they're going to break into the bank. And I think a lot of criminal behavior is baffling because it's not like that at all. It's just fucking crazy people doing crazy shit. I think that a lot of people, when we watch like Hollywood or read books about villains and criminals, that they all seem to have like a plan and a motivation, and like they make a strategy and everything. Like it seems logical, um, in a certain way. But I think a lot of times these crimes are just random. You know, they're not very well planned and they're not very well executed. A lot of times it just looks, and it probably is mental illness. 9 times out of 10, criminal behavior. Things that make you go, That's like from the 1990s, though. Hmm. Yeah. We're gonna get President Hudson elected, brother. Yeah. President Hudson. Oh, is that like, do the Japanese want Donald Trump to get elected because this game came out 2023? Oh, President Hudson was like a builder. I mean, Donald Trump's family, they're like construction builders. I don't know if I could read too much into that parallel, but it is kind of interesting, though, because Donald Trump's family were builders and real estate developers. Huh. Out of New York. Yeah. But they're not reading too much into that. But that is interesting. Yeah, that's the kind of design I was looking for. Is it gonna work? Well, we're gonna add more to it, so try to make it work. Mm, about to go hit the happy 40th anniversary to The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Hell, yeah. We'll be playing more to try to finish the original game. Um, yeah, it was kind of funny. Some kid said, "I'm gonna for the." He's like, "I'm gonna hook up my Switch and do that too." I was like, "Well, I'm glad y'all are inspired to do it." Yeah, I'm flattered. They say imitation is the greatest form of flattery, not like stealing, but I mean, stealing isn't flattering, but imitation, like if somebody's like, "Oh, I want to be like you," and they start doing it. I'm saying like doing something positive, not smoking tobacco products or uh, drinking beer or whiskey or anything like that. I'm not saying if I ever, blew up a big like fat ass blunt on a stream that people should smoke weed or something like that. I do not recommend all that, but Mm. Yeah, the crazy thing about that guy Nick Reiner is that yeah, he. I mean, if I saw that guy just like frowning and looking evil, I mean, I would get a uncomfortable feeling. So he just looks like his facial affect looks like somebody who's like a psycho. You know, like he has no, he doesn't have a range of like emotions. It's just this like like it's not. It's just this one facial expression like eh. There's no dimension or depth. It's just scary. I mean, I don't know if that's like what a drug addict's face looks like that's been like abusing drugs for years and years, but it just doesn't. It doesn't give me comfort if somebody just like has a permanent frown on their face, and that's the only face they have, and that's the only face that they. That's the only expression that they have on their face. The same thing all the time, like a some kind of crazy ass cartoon character, but like in real life. Yeah, you know how like in like in the Nickelodeon cartoon shows like SpongeBob, SquarePants, they would have like the weird or like Nickelodeon shows where they'd have those like weird characters that would have like the same fixed expression. Like that's what Nick Reiner looked like fucking crazy. In other words, like a psycho face. Like it looks like his soul was like just dead. You know. Oh yeah. My Little Pony. Yeah, that was like the thing for girls that like when I was a kid I thought that was so funny that girls were into My Little Pony. But I also thought it was kind of cute, it was kind of funny. It was like, oh, girls like My Little Pony, that's so hilarious. Barbie and My Little Pony and Cabbage Patch dolls. But I will admit that Cabbage Patch doll shit was pretty creepy. Like to go into a girl's room and like there would just be like an entire wall of Cabbage Patch. Fucking creepy, bro. I guess it made sense in the '80s, but still, it's creepy. The Cabbage Patch dolls. Or before Five Nights at Freddy's, they had my cousin had Teddy Ruxpin. That thing was around all the time. A little like a Chucky type. It was an animatronic doll, with the cassette player and everything. And like, hi, I'm Teddy Ruxpin. It was fucking creepy as hell. I can't believe I accepted that reality as normal so many times. Like, oh yeah, it's just Teddy Ruxpin. It's just a harmless children's thing. It was really scary as well. Happy 40th anniversary to The Legend of Zelda. I won't wrap up the entire game tomorrow. It'll probably be sometime, you know, next week. So the 40th anniversary year. Yeah. All right. Got almost. Oh, what? Yeah, what was I doing there? Yeah, I wandered off course again. Now, usually when you're younger and you know a lot of peers and you know a lot of young people, relatively in the same position as you, or so forth, or adjacent, we'll use another term for it. They're peer adjacent. Um, Typically, like when people are young, they want to have as much fun as possible, and they don't want to really like do as much, you know, labor or intense studying necessarily. So, people just want to have fun. Besides Madonna, girls just want to have fun. So, in the early 2000s, late 90s, um, my friends and I wanted to go to they wanted to go to raves and like take drugs and like dance, like ecstasy, and mainly ecstasy, this party drug that releases a lot of serotonin, and it's very dangerous. And but people wanted to drop E and go to these raves and dance around and feel the serotonin and all the good feelings from the brain chemicals, and dance to the music and feel alive, or whatever. So typically, if my friends were able to go do something, and then I was like, man, I gotta work, or dude, I gotta go to school, or like, yo, or oh man, I can't afford the tickets to the rave, or whatever, to the dance concert. And so I was like, my friends, were going to this rave, and they had a group of friends, and I really wanted to go, but I couldn't afford it, or I had to work or something. And then they were like, well, we'll tell you how the weekend rave was, and all that. And so it was kind of funny because I met up back with them, and they're like, I was like, how was the rave? And they're like, it sucked. It's like, we walked through mud. It was like, it made it sound like they had like the worst, almost like the worst experience of their lives or something. And so I felt relieved. You always, when you have friends and peers, when they are like, we're gonna go do something fun, and then it turns into like kind of like crap. You're almost like, oh, I'm glad I didn't go there. Because normally the experience is that you would say, dang, I wanted to have fun with my friends, but I got stuck at work, or I couldn't pay the exorbitant ticket prices. At that time, I was like, oh, it sucked. The weather was bad. It was like Woodstock '97. Well, I'm glad I didn't go to that shit. Yeah, there was definitely like a before and after. You know, like you could feel like the excitement. They're going to this rave, and they're like telling me about it. They're gonna have the best time of their lives, and then just seeing their face when they're coming back is like somebody died. And so I knew it was bad just by the look on their faces, the expression on their faces. Yeah, big, big, big tits. Oh, is that supposed to be like Beethoven? Bum 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 bum. What? Uh, mm, nice. What are we missing on this? Oh man, we need a lot more gliot guts. Oh shit. Oh well. Mentos, the fresh maker. Yeah, and I know that Mentos was never good, but always really liked those. And the 1990s Mentos commercials were so funny. They're like, Mentos, fresh for life. Yeah. I still love Mentos, but I know it's not good for you. So, because it's just like cotton candy sugar balls. Um, Barbie? Oh, we have love between the male and the. Yeah. Ooh, you get away from her. She's not 18. She's only 16. Yeah. Barbie is mine. Yes. And yeah, I'm here to register Bad Barbie. Do you have the Asian escorts ready tonight? Thank you. You guys sell beer? Mm, Bad Barbie. Yeah. Oh, it let me do it, huh? Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get that royal shit for Bad Barbie. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even know you could do all this shit. What? It's my boy Kish. Yo, you sell some kush? Ooh. Not. I'm out of here. What's up, baby girl? Oh, wait. Oh, that's Shimei. Oh, for real. Yeah. So I'm really surprised that Prince Andrew didn't see the writing on the wall. Like he really did not understand what was going to come next. It's really I guess Andrew Windsor's Montpatty of Windsor. I guess he's not that bright. He can't really see the writing on the wall or the forest from the trees. Yeah, not very well. So there was all this heat coming down from the press, and there was all this, controversial interviews. There was all this, his brother was taking away all his stuff. um, all that. He didn't really get the. I'm really surprised he didn't try to flee and just get out. Just take all whatever he had, whatever shit, whatever money, whatever gold, whatever jewels, and just leave. You know. I don't know. Do like royal families? Do they have like you can't get out? They might have a clause in the royal contract that you can't get out into. Like it's like the mafia. You can't leave, or they'll come kill you or something. Yeah. Do I think the royal bloodline has like a mafia code? That could explain why I didn't run. Or it would be futile for a royal family member to run away because they will find you, and they will. Maybe they do have a bloodline code. It could be what's going on. I mean, I don't know that for sure. That's just speculation, but yeah, they could have like a Godfather mafia type code. I'm not suggesting that the royal family is like a mafia cult, but it could have some kind of internal bloodline justice system built into the fabric of the monarchy. Yeah, hey. Oh wow, I hadn't discovered this one before. Huh? Oh, okay. It's just a Zona church. Where the Demon King resides. The Ganon in this one's really scary with the skull and the blood coming out of his eye. Yeah, the Demon King Ganon is real scary. Which I like Legend of Zelda when it gets scary to a certain extent. Yeah, I prefer Legend of Zelda to be less cartoonish and more frightening and more bizarre and frightening. Yeah, instead of something tame and uh, tame and mundane. Ooh. All right, gonna go off to Dreamland. To dream about what? Yeah, I don't know. That's the adventure of going to sleep every night. What am I gonna dream about? Yeah. Will it be previous trauma? Will it be storms? Will it be old friends and coworkers? Will it be family members? Will it be unresolved psychological conflict? Don't know. Will it be visions of the future? Echoes of the past? Yeah, we have to go to sleep to find out. Yeah. Maybe, like a dream, I don't really have that often, but only sometimes, like a wet dream. That's like a dream a guy like has more like when he's like a teenager, where you have it like, girls naked having a sexual thing. Yeah. The infamous wet dream. Yeah. As I get older, that dream lessens, and when I'm younger, that dream happens a lot. Or especially like teenager, that dream happens like frequently. But occasionally, they have a wet dream in there. Yeah, from time to time. I'll have a naughty dream. Oh yeah, yeah. But hopefully the dreams don't get too prophetic or too scary. Yeah, I try not to watch like scary movies before I go to sleep. Because one night I was watching like a zombie movie and I went to sleep, and then I knew I was going to pay for it when I went to sleep, and sure enough, I did see some zombies in it. I was like, oh god, I thought I told myself not to do that.